Matt Biervo. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today, and welcome to Roll a Clip. Dude, this week in Australia. That's right. We're all the way from up here in Indiana. I'm going down under to see what happened in Australia this week. Let's do it. Top post this week. It's the hardest it's ever been for a 30-year-old in Australia's history. Damn. Let's hear him out here.
It's the hardest it's ever been for a 30-year-old in Australia, in Australia's history. It is true 30-year-olds are going to be less well off than their parents are. That's a fact.
Wow.
It's a fact that when I was 30, the house cost me 3 times.
Okay. I'm going to pause him right there and just say, we've all heard that sentiment before, and that's extremely disturbing to me, especially considering that trend. It's always been better in Western, modern countries. It's better for our children. And I have a child, and the idea that statistically he may be worse off than I am, it's that's really disturbing. And the idea, will his kids be worse off than he is? Where does it stop? And how is it that way? The world gets more productive, but our kids are worse off.
It's my salary. Now, 8 times plus.
I'm sorry, I interrupted him. What did he say? What's he saying?
It cost me 3 times my salary. Now, 8 times plus for a 30-year-old is what it's going to cost you to get into the housing market. It's true that HEX has doubled in the last 15 years, right? Doubled from a $15,000 bill to a $30,000 bill.
And HEX, oh my gosh, I should know this type of thing by now. But HEX is the student loan stuff, right? Okay, yes.
It's true that a baby boomer paid half the tax that a 30-year-old pays now when they were 30 years of age.
Half the percentage?
So the reality is it is extremely difficult to be a 30-year-old in Australia right now.
It does seem, oh man, I don't know. Maybe it's like watching this, and also maybe you saw the news of the healthcare CEO getting shot here in America. It feels like, it's almost like scary, like it's like a movie. It's like, whoa, what is going on? Is something happening? Now, of course, that was in America. We're talking about Australia, but it's a pretty connected world. We're all kind of living a similar type of history. Well, not history, but a similar, you know what I'm saying? I lost my train of thought there. I was onto something, right? The hardest it's been so far. Bleak. Shit's hit the fan when even Russell thinks we're all effed. I don't even know who Russell is, but I guess it's that guy. Reject the Yank Tank. The Yank Tank. Oh my God, that's fantastic. The Yank Tank. Holy shit. Oh my God, I'm never going to get over that one. The Yank Tank. Oh, the American pickup trucks. Embrace the midget ute. Well, a lot of times people will say, a dude driving a big truck, he's compensating for something. If he's driving this thing, at least he ain't compensating for anything. I'm old enough to have owned the Suzuki Mighty Boy in the 80s. Best car ever. Oh my God. What a legend. 3-cylinder, 550cc engine ran on the smell of an oil rag and cargo space to boot. Ironic, it'd be the perfect modern car and a bit more stylish than that. I think those would be a hit. That's actually sick. I think those would be a hit over here in Indiana. Apparently, the rest of the world doesn't do proper or paper crowns at Christmas. No, we do not. I would think that was Burger King. What are the hats they wear in Christmas swim, and what do they signify? Oh my God. What are the paper hats? Christmas paper hats. I'm looking it up. Christmas paper hats. Australia. What the hell? Does Hungry Jack's have crowns? That's what I'm wondering right now. Because, I mean, at Burger King, you get a paper crown. You know, if it's your birthday or whatever. I mean, they're just there. You can just take them. It's a paper crown. It's exactly like this. But I'm wondering, does... Oh, look at that. I remember this. This video of celebrating 50 years of Hungry Jack's. So, yes, you guys do have the crowns. That's funny. Do you ever just cheap out and go to Hungry Jack's for your Christmas crown? Apparently the UK does. Interesting. I mean, that makes sense, huh? When applying for a job, I was asked to enter my address and came across this. Where do you live? 4 P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. That sounds like kind of familiar, but that doesn't sound real. What is that from? Fun fact, if you put the address in Google, it'll take you to a building on the corner of King and Castle Ross Streets. Oh, it's from frickin' Finding Nemo.
Sydney. P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Yes, okay. Woolworths and the death of customer service. I guess it's not just the customers at Woolworths, it's the employees as well that are fed up with it, huh? Everybody's just fed up with Woolworths. I think they quit doing their job. Woolworths warehouse workers have been on strike for 2 weeks. Oh, really? I didn't know that. A lot of pick packers are doing WH duties just so they can do their own job. Yep, this is the correct answer for why so much stock is missing. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. Wow, okay, so people are starting to revolt. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. I didn't know there were more photos. Damn. Well, this is going to affect the bottom line, huh? And every line in between. Damn. Australian father calls out Spotify for allegedly playing sports bets ads during Frozen and Bluey songs. Interesting. YouTube had its own kind of controversy over the children's content and the advertising on that content. Now, I mean, all the outrage actually did change it to where now when you upload a YouTube video, you have to say whether or not it's for kids, and then the advertising is very limited on what can be shown on a video for kids. Now, whether there should be any ads at all on kids' content, that's another, controversy. But Bluey, the fact that it's a gambling ad, wow. And I know you guys are fed up with the gambling ads in general. I asked you guys offhand, like, hey, I got an email saying from like an online casino saying, they wanted to sponsor me, and you guys were like, hell no. I was like, okay, hell no. But Australian father calls out Spotify. I want to hear it. I mean, honestly, my first thought when I see this is like, the gambling company's probably not happy about that either. I'm not gonna lie, because they're not trying to target 4-year-olds, so they're wasting their money. Spotify is wasting their money by serving that to 4-year-olds. But the way most of these platforms work, when you're serving ads, it's actually the advertiser. So it would be the gambling website who's placing their own ads using the Spotify UI, the back end, like they log in and place their own ads and set their own target audience. So it might have been a mistake on their end. Now, should Spotify have some guardrails in place to prevent that from happening? Yes. Oh, here it is. Striking warehouse workers block Woolworths' attempt to break picket line in Melbourne. The major supermarket chain tried to break the picket line by bringing workers in on buses. More than 12 police were reportedly sent to aid the strike-breaking effort. indicating the direct involvement of the Labor government in this attack on a legally protected strike. That's a bad look. What a steal this is for a quick sale. Oh my god, guys, it's going quick. Get your dented, leaking chocolate milk on sale. 34 cents off. At, where would this be? Is this Woolworths or Kohl's? That's the only question. Oh my god, this one needs to be shaken up, huh? Oh my god, this is a crazy week for Woolworths. An unfortunate week for Woolworths. Because not only do we have what is evidently a massive strike, because almost half the posts this week are about it. 1,500 warehouse workers. It's in its second week. But also then you've got this post gaining a lot of traction. What if we all boycotted Woolies? I have been saying something like that for a long time in response to all these posts. You know, you guys apparently hate Woolies and Kohl's. Well, that's your option, I'd say. We all know that there's a strike happening at Woolies warehouse. But what do you think if we all nation boycotted Woolies for a week, 2 weeks, or a month? Yeah, that would hurt them. They would not like that. Although I will say, I always thought it was a little bit odd putting like a time frame on it, like a week. You know, that's only going to affect them for a week. 2 weeks. They'll probably just wait it out. I think it would be a lot more effective to just say, hey, we're not shopping there until you lower your prices and improve, you know, stop surveilling us and doing all this crap that you guys hate. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I always feel like, hey, I'm an American. I'm not even a part of it, so I don't mean to be like blabbing about it, but I do find it fascinating. The Yank Tank. Wow, that's a hell of a Yank Tank. You gotta give it to him. I mean, even look at the hitch on this sucker. The hitch has got a hitch. Denali. I didn't know my neighbor was vacationing in Australia this week. Too big for the car space. Hell yeah. That's why you need to park in 2 of them slanted. How did someone even get a Cybertruck into Australia? I want to know that. I would have thought there were 0 there. How did you get that there? Thought these weren't road legal here. Oh, wow, that's interesting. I wonder why that is. Limited use plate by the looks of it. Why would it not be road legal? I bet it's either because these headlights, I know the headlights are pretty low and kind of dim. Or the mirrors. I know the mirrors are pretty wonky, especially the rear-facing mirror. Or maybe it's just the size of it. But that is the Yank Tank's Yank Tank, is it not? Actually, to be honest, they're really not that common here in America either. Oh my god, now look at this sucker right here. The Plandemic Mobile. You have to give it to them. That the word plandemic, I mean, I bust out laughing the first time I heard that. I was like, okay, at least that's pretty clever. Who the F is out here smelling like leather and cookies? Who wants to be smelling like leather and cookies is the question indeed. I didn't even know we had the technology to combine those flavors into a scent. Leather and cookies. Oopsies. Oopsies, someone lifted up this tag. 2 for $8.50. Or $4 for one. $4 for one. Whoops, forgot to take that tag out. You didn't think anyone would lift it up, huh? What is this even? Oh, is it a dog bone? Even while under scrutiny for price manipulation, Kohl's are charging more for an offer than each item would be individually without one. Wow. What a crazy week. Oh boy. I look forward to following this story. And I'm talking about the Woolworths ones. That is really feels like it's at a peak right now. Let's see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Have a phenomenal weekend and goodbye.